Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I am Jason, your host, and I'm happy today. I am like a kid with a new toy. I haven't got it quite yet, but I won the eBay auction, so it will be on its way to me sometime this week. I will have a real, proper, full-size Super Ninja Dell server. Yay! This is like something I've wanted for so long, ever since years and years and years back, when I first set up the games and mods that I had when me and Paola were together. I always wanted a home lab, a home server setup. As you can tell, I'm very excited. I need to get out these and grind these. So, how did I afford it? That's the first point. No, I haven't put myself in a bad situation. I sold a couple of items, as I always do when I say to you, when I buy items, I have a closed ecosystem because I'm on benefits, and the only money I have spare usually is if I want to buy something new for a coping strategy, I have to sell something. This is why I've always got buffers. This is why I've always got doubles and triples of what I need. I am never in a position where I have to worry about completely running out of stuff. So, yeah. So what is it? It's a Dell PowerEdge server called an R730XD. It came out in 2016, or around about that time. Now, to put that in perspective, this is the same time that the AM4 platform launched for AMD, the current one that a lot of people are still using, and using DDR4. And so the nice thing is it's got a really nice set of processors in. 2 processors, 16 core, 32 threads each, which means the entire system's got 64 threads worth of processing power. It's going to be a beast. It's going to be a wonderful, amazing project and a coping strategy for my autistic technology side. It's like, these things to me are like, if I was into cars, this would be the equivalent of something like, I don't know, what would it be in a car terms? A Ford F50 truck. Something like that. It's a workhorse. A lot of places still use them. What happens though is this, that whenever the new iteration comes out, when a new version of the server comes out, now these new servers in the big server farms could save 10%, 15%, or even 20% power efficiency across the board, doing the same for less or doing more for the same. And so they wholesale get rid of a lot of these systems and replace them with the newer systems. But yeah, it's got the best, the most powerful Super Ninja top of the range CPUs in it, because the socket 2011, which was the socket for the time, this was the last hurrah, the last processor created for it from mainstream. It was beautiful. And I think there is one that's a little tiny bit powerful. I don't think so. And it's called the 2697A version 4. Because they iterated till they designed them. And it is a very powerful processor. There's 2 of them in there. The architecture of the system, it's got 128 gigabytes. But it can go up to 1.5 terabytes of memory. It's got 2 power supplies. I think the 750s, I might upgrade them to 1100 watt ones. It's got a massive amount of PC risers at the back. It's got 12 hard drives, 4 terabyte hard drives in there. So it's got 48 terabytes of space. I'm going to take a few items out of the old system, the one that Britt gave me, because he has a 1 terabyte SSD, which I'm going to move over to use as an OS drive and so on. And generally, it is going to be one kick-ass system. It has a lot of upgrade potential, like, for example, if I want to use it as a gaming machine for the house, this is possible because I can install. It's got quite a few. In fact, let me check. Give me a sec, I've got to press a button. So, I'm just looked at the manual. It has multiple X16 slots, multiple X8 slots, and multiple half-height X8 slots available. It's got 3 different risers. So it's got riser 1, 2, and 3, and each one you can connect everything from graphics cards to Ethernet. So it has a massive amount of expansion capability. I'm going to be using it for AI. I'm going to be using it as a Plex. I'm going to use it so many different things. To start with, it won't be running all the time. The core operating system will probably be something like a Linux variant. But it can happily run. Something like Windows 10 or that. I've tested Windows 10 with the old system, and even the old system, no problem at all. The driver redundancy on stuff like that is amazing these days. But yeah, this system is going to be a core system of so many projects, and this is a wonderful thing. This is absolutely wonderful. This is a whole new layer of coping strategy for my brain to have an actual thingy. Yes, I've got the old system, but as soon as I got that old one from Brit, first of all, I knew that there was no way I could use it full time. The power supplies are so inefficient on it because it's got the original generic type power supplies that came out with it in 2009. They can lose up almost 15% of power. They are not good power supplies, the original ones, and the entire system is based on a DDR3 architecture. I know way too much about servers now. I've done it. Our special interests work with autism and all that, and how you deep dive, and I now know more about all these different things and the generational leaps and things. For example, even though the processors downstairs in that old system, the E5520 is an 80-watt processor with 4 cores, and it has a gigahertz of a base clock of 2.2 and can rise up to 2.6 gigahertz with turbo, and it costs 80 watts. Compared to the new processors in this unit, even though there's like only a few generations apart going from DDR3 to DDR3, the new processors are for 80% more power, as in for not even doubling the power, it takes 145 watts instead of 80 watts. And even though it's only got a core clock speed of, I believe, 2.6, but can go up to 3.6 gigahertz boost, it is 10 times more powerful. Almost exactly, well, just under 10 times. I'll put it this way. The PC Mark score for the old processor, the one downstairs, is, let me just check, 2,533. This muscle and power of the new one is 21,739. And it at least doubles the per core processing thingy. It's amazing. It's an amazing piece of kit. And yeah, when I got that one downstairs, even though I will only ever use that as a storage device because it's just too old. The moment I saw that server and how beautifully it was designed, and how I just kept taking the lid off and looking at it, because it just made me giggle. It made me happy. It made me go, look at that. I knew that just like when I first got VR, and I got the then I got the Valve Index, and I know now that this server will be a core part of my coping strategies of driving my brain in a direction when it's going down in a bad place. It will give me options to do so many different coping strategies. It's freaking amazing. It really is absolutely amazing. So, well worth the money. And yeah, so this is going to be set up. I am very, very happy. I'm quite hyper. I will admit I am quite hyper. So it'll go here within a few days and I'll show you it. I'll take some pictures and everything and that. I'm going to set you up downstairs for now. Just because it's the best place for me to mess with you. And I'll connect you all into everything and run all the bits and pieces to make it go, yay! I'm very, very happy. So I'll say bye-bye for now.